Hello, we are Geeks Assembled, and today me and Susan will be discussing, there you are, look, she's flashing it at you. We'll be discussing the 2008 movie Valkyrie, based on true events, allegedly.
Allegedly.
There was a plot from the inner rankings of the Nazi Party to assassinate Hitler nearing the end of the war, and these events are based on true, real people, and true events according to whatever was written down at the time, so we say. So we'll take this one as Hollywood can take twist things here and change things here, but we'll just say it's based on true events, and all the people in this were real people. But in this movie, of course, they're actors.
Mhm.
And what a cast! What a cast! I'm not going to say any more because I'm going to go straight over to Susan. Just as she starts to eat, and what's your opening thoughts, Susan?
All right. Well, I can't read the writing on the back of this, so I'll have to go to my handy dandy thing here. All right. First of all, Lee mentioned the cast. I really enjoyed this movie. I own this movie. I got this movie because I'm a completist, and it was during this time when I was collecting Eddie Izzard materials. And I just thought that since Tom Cruise just came out with his Top Gun Part 2, where he flies a jet, like he actually is in the jet flying it. This one this one's like the beginning of his I think it's the earliest form of aviation that he's participated in, because he flew one of those little German warplanes from World War II, and so that was really interesting. And gosh, the cast. Lee mentioned the cast. Let me just tell you. Besides Tom Cruise, there's Bill Nighy.
Yeah.
There's Carice Van Houten. There's Kenneth Branagh. There's Tom Wilkinson, who I love because he does a lot of things with Robert Carlyle, and he also does a lot of things that are sort of out of the box. He's a good British actor in that you really can't pigeonhole him at all. And what you think you can pigeonhole him in, he'll break out of. It's just fun with him. And let's see, there's Thomas Kretschik, Terrence Stamp, who is featured right there over the shoulder. Terrence Stamp is amazing. I mean, he's just fun. I'm really glad that he's in this, because I think the worst he ever did was playing Chancellor Valorum on the Star Wars episode 1. I don't think he meant to suck, but he did. For that, but that was the only thing he's ever sucked in. Okay, so give the guy a break. He's just sucked in one thing, not a million things. He's really good. Anyway, and Eddie Izzard, of course, because she is everywhere. And then Kevin McNally, who plays one of those pirate boys in Pirates of the Caribbean, and he's just done so much other stuff. It's just amazing.
Oh, he's done tons and tons of stuff.
He was just in the last Doctor Who. He played one of the people who was utilizing the tubes underneath Liverpool, I think it is. It's like this whole sort of like tunnel system under there, and each of these doors that is in those tunnel system goes to a different universe or a different reality. Very cool stuff, or different time and place, but also perhaps different universes and realities. So Kevin McNally is actually almost a Time Lord himself, so there. And then there's Christian Bergel, and who hasn't really done anything amazing since this movie, but then and Jamie Parker and Tom Hollander is in it, of course, and David Schofield and Helena Rayan and Warner Dane and Harvey Freeman. I mean, just so many super famous, especially British actors, and like that's good because that it takes place in Germany, and it is about an SS attempt to discover a plot based on the regular German hoi polloi wanting to kill Hitler, get back some dignity in their country, but so sorry. And it went off the rails, but he ended up dead in a ditch anyway. So I guess that's good, Go.
Spoiler.
Yeah, and like Rory Williams punched him in the face, which is good. That was a good punch. And and then Hitler comes back, and he's this rabbit that is helping this little boy out in this other thing. So that was funny. He just is everywhere, especially now that we're talking about like a move amongst the leadership of some countries to go towards to push towards authoritarianism, and like so of course Hitler's going to be mentioned all over that. So okay, those are the cast that I love. I loved all of them. I the only trouble with this is that it's not the kind of movie that you want Tom Cruise to be smiling his way through. And so that kind of ruins the whole reason to have Tom Cruise in the movie. And I mean, to begin with, you don't get him happy and smiley all the way through. It's just not utilizing him properly. Anyway, it's a good movie, and I did enjoy it. So over to you, Lee.
All right. Right, I think we got all that. You broke up there a bit, Susan, but we
No, I was supposed. It's all right.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, as I say, the cast. You mentioned most of them, but then there was also Kenneth Branagh in this brilliant British actor. There was Ian McNeice.
Oh yeah, that's right.
In this little cameos, and David Bamber playing Hitler. Another wonderful British actor, and he's been in many big Finnish audio dramas as well, David Bamber. But it's an unusual movie to, as you said, to have cast Tom Cruise.
I'm sorry.
But good on him. He went out of his comfort zone to do this one, and I was going to say it's an enjoyable movie, but it's we won't say. Well, we can say. Can we spoil it? No, it's 2008, so people should know, and it's based on true events. I would say 99.9% of the cast all die.
Yep. There is it's a Greek tragedy. That's for
not many people survive this, and it is. Because I'm not often into these, because it's like is it what do you call it, a political thriller kind of thing too. It's not a war movie. It's sort of a political thriller. They've seen what Hitler's done is wrong. They need to get rid of him. They're losing the war. They need to get rid of him. So they have to conspire to bring his reign of power to an end. And it's just the way the actors bounce off each other, even in small parts. I mean, Kenneth Branagh, he wasn't in it much.
No.
But he gets second casting on the cover and stuff like that. And also this movie's by director Bryan Singer. He of Superman Returns and stuff like that. So, a different type of movie for him. Great. I mean, the camera work in this is brilliant. The action scenes, with the planes flying by and with the dropping the bullets all over the place, and just to put this story on screen, because you're seeing it from the point of the Nazis, aren't you?
Yeah, and it humanizes a fuck ton of Nazis.
You see, what I've always said this when we've talked about war movies before, I've always said not all Nazis were evil. They were just doing what they were told to do against their
better angels.
Yeah. Because you do hear of stories of these ones who saved people, who got them out of places. They knew it was wrong. They had to, but so they're tarred with the same brush, aren't they? It's and I'm not siding with the Nazi party, stuff like that, but I'm just saying that there is some in that war. There was some people what saved souls. So
yeah. I mean, and it wasn't just the soldiers and stuff that were fighting the hierarchy. I mean, there were priests and stuff doing that, ministers. I mean, people like Dietrich Bonhoeffer, people like the guy who ended up in prison in Romania under Ceausescu, I think. I mean, he towards the end of his life. It's just that, there were tons of people who really had decided amongst themselves, like in these small groups or these small plots to try and overthrow or kill him, or
they knew it was wrong.
They did. There were a lot of people with some conscience. It just because he was just such a cult of personality, it was really hard for those people to find more room to work and to actually succeed at doing anything, because there was the vast majority of people were hoodwinked, and it's like one of our parties over here right now. Like a vast majority of them are actually still on the side of the guy who tried to overthrow the U.S. government last. And I mean, like that to me is like, yes, there are some people like who like the guy who von Strucker, whatever his name is, the guy that Cruz plays, who risked torture and risked torment and risked all of these sorts of imprisonment by the SS and all that stuff, that you just they took such a risk. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. So yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go on.
No. So there's two of us. This is why we do it these days. It was just such an interesting movie to watch. This plot unfold and it failed badly, and that was mainly down to Cruz's character, because never double checked to see that Hitler was dead. He went ahead with Plan Valkyrie without double checking, and that was the downfall, the beginning of the downfall. But an amazing story, an amazing plot, some courage what these people did to get rid of this madman. That's so. Any what you enjoyed about the movie, Sylvian?
Like I loved the flying bits where he had to go steal a plane and stuff, and then the other thing that really I liked how they used colors to show which part of the story we're focusing on. And a lot of other directors have used that. Like, let's say this washed out blue color is like the normal color for people who are under in the oppression, and this glorious, wonderful, earth tone colors that is over my shoulder is the people who are succeeding at something, and like those different colorations and the different colors of yeah, and the soundtrack was good. Like they had a few songs in it from the period, and they had the dancing scene was great. So the yeah, and seeing Terrence Stamp and Bill Nye as people of high rank in the German army or the German military was pretty fun, and it was, I mean, they're usually a lot more and Tom Wilkinson too. Yeah, all three of those are usually more, more embraceable as people, as characters, as what they play. But these are people, you don't want to fuck with. Anyway, yeah. So I really, I really like this movie, and I like that Eddie was so butch in it. She was all like, dressing like a bloke. And I mean, she has done like lots of sort of transvestite stories mixed in with World War II, or stories of public school where she's like wearing like the normal headmaster or professor kit. But then this one, she was such a soldier, and that's really what she always wanted to be anyway. So according to her comedy. So that's a fun thing about this and about the other movies that she's been in. And let's see, other things like the thing with the thing with their creation of the bombs or whatever. That was really kind of interesting, and the way that they had to set them up, and it's just amazing. There's lots of jeopardy there. Oh my gosh. So yeah, what about you? What were your favorite
it was just the tension in the briefing war rooms. They're all stood around the table, waiting for Hitler. He's there, just over the table and looking at people, and just the tension, knowing that underneath the table there's a bag with a bomb in it. But also a scene before that where he goes to meet Hitler to get the Valkyrie plan signed, all the changes. That was just, where Hitler again was just looking at him, eyeing him up and down.
Yeah,
it was amazing scenes. And then
that was really it was really interesting. Like you almost thought that maybe he was going to be discovered or whatever that moment, or that if Tom wouldn't have been so personable in that, then there wouldn't have been a chance for anybody. And so I don't know. That's just fun.
But also as well for Tom playing this guy who loses his eye at the beginning of the movie and his hand.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know how difficult it was for him to act this character with one missing hand, because he had to carry everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people with disabilities they get on with their life, they get through it and all like that. But for an actor to make out that he is missing a limb, I wonder how many times he forgot. Or how many times, oh bloody hell, I'm going to do
Agreed.
but then you say you've got Bill Nighy, who, brilliant actor, was the one who was sitting on the fence in this. You know, he was a bit wary of what was going on. He didn't really want to upset the apple cart, and nearly destroyed the plan before it even
Oh, I know.
began. And then the other thing what stands out, of course, is at the end of the movie, it's going through all the characters, and underneath saying executed on certain date, 1944, this 1945, and it's every person in this was shot or hanged.
Yep. And then went as far as the Nuremberg trial, some of them.
Yeah. But it's a story you don't often hear, because we always hear stories about the war from our side of things.
Yeah, you do.
So it did make a change to see something from that side.
Yep.
Anything else, Susan?
No, I agree though. We do hear about these things mostly from the perspective of an ally, or the French or the English or the Americans, or you know, the Polish or any of the other.
It's enough that we always
Oh
hear
wait, and there's always Sound of Music, so the Austrians too.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, we always hear the story from the winning side.
Yes.
So it made a change to just go over to that side and see how they had to cope with this predicament. And as I say, it helped really with the greatness of all these actors.
Yep.
I mean, it was mainly a male-dominated cast. I think there was only one female, as far as I can remember.
And it was mostly British actors performing.
Mostly, yeah. There was a couple of German actors in there as well.
A couple Germans,
yeah.
And then there's like one American. It's just so in that it's sort of the same kind of structure as Great Escape, but without escaping, like the anyway.
But yeah, so shall we go to final say and score on Valkyrie?
Yeah, we can.
Over to you, Susan.
All right. Yeah. So because this has got so much jeopardy in it, I'll give this a 9 out of 10. Bags with a bomb in it out of as a score, and my final say is that it just Tom Cruise may have like leveraged this so that he could fly around in some other planes, but I'm just anything that you're not endeavoring to make him smile in, like even in Mission Impossible, he has like other people to play off that crack jokes and makes him smile. This one, he doesn't smile all the way through, and for good reason. He's got to show. I mean, it's like the same kind of jeopardy that the Midnight Express is. It's that kind of jeopardy. So yeah, all of that to say, 9 bags of bombs under a table out of 10. And you?
Yeah, I'm going to give it 9. It's an enjoyable movie. I loved it. As I say, for me, it was the cast what made it. They took a story, some true events, put it into this Valkyrie.
And I love how it's named after
yeah, yeah. I was going to say it blew me away. Yeah, so I'm going to give it 9 glass
Oh, cool. Yeah, it was named after
eyes out of 10.
The Wagner
So,
opera, part of the Ring trilogy.
yeah, it was on the record, wasn't it? On the gramophone as in Valkyrie. Great piece of music.
Yep.
So that is our little review of Valkyrie. If you want to watch some true stories what happened during the war, there's one of them.
Yep.
As I say, what a wonderful cast. Yeah, so you guys out there, let us know if you've seen this movie. Let us know what you thought of it. Please leave a comment below on our video, which we put up on YouTube, and then we put it onto Facebook, so we get all over the place. If you'd like to join, message me, message Susan, say we're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Insta, we're all over the place. Just let us know. All we ask is you're going to be 18 plus, because some subjects we talk about, talk about and joke about is a little bit more adult orientated sometimes. So 18 plus. All you need is a laptop, PC, tablet, or even a mobile phone with a working microphone and camera. And
Get on the Zoom with us.
Yes, we use Zoom. It's so easy to use Zoom. Sometimes Zoom can cock up the audio, which it has been doing in this one. So I don't know who was freezing. It might be me. It might have been Susan. So
But we'll see when we watch it.
yeah, Susan was freezing at my end, but I bet I was freezing at Susan's end. But hey ho, what can you do? So I think, oh yes, also before I forget, if you do subscribe to our YouTube channel, Geeks Assemble, please press the bell notification button and you will get something like that. I don't think it goes ding, does it?
No, but everybody who does their little videos makes a ding sound.
Ah, right.
So we do the same. We're just like everybody else on the internet.
Yes, we've got a little dinger. So yeah, and then you'll get one of those, and we put a new video up.
And two times a week. I mean, like, you won't get bored.
And if you're lucky, it might be 3.
That
Because sometimes I forget to put one up, and I think, oh, I've still got that one to put up.
Oh.
But there you go. And we talk about anything: movies, audio dramas, TV shows, albums, whatever. So please get in touch. We're friendly. We don't bite much. So that's it. Until next time, please be safe. Enjoy life. Keep positive. Bye for now.